easily damaged objects. Vinyl is like skin that changes in good and bad ways over a lifetime. Skin gets damaged, intentionally or by accident. Maybe it gets burned or tattooed or scarred, but it always retains some of its original character. It's the same skin. It's just weathered some life. Some of these records, the good ones anyway, have a distinct smell. They might smell like the beach, or your dad's cologne. Or when you bought Elton John's greatest hits for $2 in 1977 at a Lions Club garage sale in a recently renovated building that used to be a cherry processing plant. And even a decade after the fact, the record smells like cherries. Here's another one. Billy Joel's The Stranger. I can't even look at the album cover without smelling Calvin Klein's Obsession. During the mid-'80s, my grandmother was diagnosed with gallbladder cancer. My parents flew out to New York for the surgery, and my brother and I were sent to stay with family friends. The family that took me in had a daughter, Debbie, who was about 2 years older than me, and almost unfairly attractive. A woman who looked like her in a Whitesnake video was one thing, but existing in the world, walking past you in the school hallway, a reminder of how your fantasies can be right in front of you but also a million miles away, was just not cool. I remember being dropped off at her house, and her parents taking me to her room saying, "This is where you'll be sleeping." And I sat there, in her room, totally mesmerized. Because, Jesus Christ, I was in her bedroom, the place where she slept, maybe in her underwear. I went immediately to her records because I just had to know, what does a beautiful woman listen to while sitting around in her room in sexy underwear? The first record I pulled out was Billy Joel's The Stranger. I'd never heard of it before, but the cover was amazing. Joel is sitting on a bed wearing a full suit and no shoes, gazing down at a white theater mask next to him with a pair of boxing gloves on the wall. Cringingly pretentious. But for a 13-year-old boy who still owned all of his original Star Wars action figures, Billy Joel seemed super complex and deep. I made a mental note to wear more suits and buy some boxing gloves. The record had its own unmistakable scent. I wasn't able to put a name to it until decades later, when I was on a blind date and the girl was wearing Obsession. While we were making out, I took a deep breath of her neck and said, "You smell like Billy Joel's The Stranger." It didn't end well. I'm not sure how long I was sitting there smelling Debbie's The Stranger when the door burst open and Debbie came charging in. "Hey," she said, beaming, "you're here." "Yep," I said, staring at her like she was a black bear that had just wandered into my campsite. She nodded, inching closer to me. "This is going to be so cool," she said. I had no idea what she meant by that. I remember thinking, cool how? What's so cool about it? And why is she standing so close to me? Is she waiting for me to do something? Maybe kiss her? Oh, Jesus, should I kiss her? Of course I should kiss her. There couldn't be a more obvious signal. I'm totally going to kiss her. I didn't kiss her. And I never really talked to her again during the entire week I was at her house. It's possible I missed my opportunity. It's even more possible that she'd confused me with another boy and was too polite to say anything when she got close enough to realize it. I eventually bought my own copy of The Stranger, but it wasn't the same. The songs sounded generally similar, but something fundamental was missing. It didn't have that hot girl smell. There's another record whose unmistakable odor has become a sort of personal mythology for me. The Replacement's Let It Be. First released in 1984, first purchased by me in 1986, and my copy eventually sold in 1999. For the vast majority of its existence, the record sleeve was used for more than just a protective envelope for the vinyl. It also served as a sort of safe deposit box for my stash of marijuana. It's amazing I ever thought I was getting away with anything. I think my thought process was, if somebody, my parents, DEA agents doing random searches of teenage bedrooms, got the crazy idea that kids were hiding marijuana in record sleeves, they'd look at titles a little more obvious. They'd probably check my Cypress Hill or my Grateful Dead or my